Welcome to Albertson TV on YouTube, Albertson Media on Facebook. I have a guest here. I'm going to talk about student politics on KNUST campus. My guest on the show is the current president of the College of Humanities and Social Science and also an aspirant for the presidential office of the SRC. So he being the president of the largest college probably in West Africa. He's in the college for the previous year, and then right now he's the equipment president of the college. He has made a lot of achievements, and then that's why he's pursuing to become the next SRC president. So I welcome my guest here on the show officially. He's called Richard Kovo, affectionately known as Dr. K. So Doc, you're welcome to Albertson TV.
Thank you so much, sir.
You being the college president for the college this year, how has the feelings been, or how have the environment been?
Oh, honestly, before then, I would like to say a very good day to cherished listeners, and then I would like to also use the opportunity to extend my heartfelt gratitude and to support to all the over 25,000 students the college currently I lead for actually giving me the mandate to manage the affairs of the college. Being the college president, there's no any special feeling actually. The only thing is that aside your academics, aside your busy schedules, your personal development, your personal and engagement, you would have to as well pay attention to other equally important duties of students, the calls of your students. You have to go to college board meetings, you have to do stakeholder communications, you have to go to executive meetings, come to SRC Parliamentary Council, currently the 13th SRC Parliamentary Council, and they are a member of parliament. And so, as a member of parliament, automatically, once I'm college president, automatically needs to be a member of parliament. So you have to come to parliamentary sittings, voice the issues, the impediments of your people to the SRC, and how collectively you're able to dive through. So basically, just a normal thing, but just that right now, a lot of responsibility have been added. And it takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of commitment, and the joy to serve, that has been my passion. And that has been what I've been valuing.
Okay, so you said the college has over 25,000 students. To lead this number of people, it's not easy. It's a difficult task. So have you been hearing any sort of discouragement from other people, you being the college presidents for the past year?
Oh, obviously, I must say that there have been a good number of people who do call me, give me word of advice, they do encourage me so that I would always be filled with that zeal to serve. But that notwithstanding, there will be other people who would also like to thank your work. They are making progress, but they want to actually draw your attention away from what you are doing. Yes, but I've not been paying attention to those people. I've always been focused on making sure that an average student in the college gets served and that the needs of these students are being addressed.
Okay, so it's all sort of encouragement, but no matter what your discouragements are. So have you ever regretted that you chose to become the next college president?
Oh, not at all. Actually, the commitment to serve, leadership has actually been something I've been championing over these years, right from my childhood years through JHS, through SHS, and then currently in the university. That has been the course I've been championing. So I always wanted an opportunity to serve. So it is something that is within me that I want to also add my data to student issues and in my own way help address some standing and some challenging issues of students. So it has never been a regret. I'm enjoying the
You are enjoying it, I can see. Ladies and gentlemen, my guest here on the show is Richard Kovo, affectionately known as Dr. K on KNUST campus. As I already said, he is the president of the College of Humanities and Social Sciences and also an aspirant for the presidential office of the SRC. Prof, you've led the college for 1 year. You've decided to step ahead to become the next SRC president. You will have to write your name in the books of the office of the college president. So what are some of the things you are able to achieve when you're given the power to lead the college for a year? Not months, not weeks, for a year. What are some of the things you are able to do? And then you have decided to go ahead to become the next president.
All right, thank you so much. I think this is one of the best questions that you have asked. Before answering that question, I must say that on August system, okay, that was August system 2021 last year, I have signed a social contract with the group of us together with my executives. And then the contract basically is to ensure the personal development of students, is to address the welfare needs of students. We should pay keen attention to how I can contribute my quota to academic needs of students and other issues that are of necessity to students. You get it? So these are some of the key areas that I've been working on. And then I must say for the public records that just within the first semester of my administration, I mean last semester, I've been able to achieve, together with my executive, we've been able to achieve more than 80% of our promises to the people. So I take an inspiration from a popular philosopher. Okay. And then the philosopher's name is Peter Drucker. He says that effective leadership is not about making speeches, but leadership is defined by result and not attribute. So, and it must also be on record that I happen to be the first president in the history of CoHSS and in any other college history to have delivered almost 80% in the first semester. Two, to have used a presentation slides, in delivering my first state of college address. Now, the people were like, "Why?" They're like, "This is not common. In fact, no one has done it before." So it got me trended. People were posting me every night and then cover using presentation slide in state of college address.
Yeah, and for that issue, it was even trending on Twitter.
Yeah,
it was even trending on Twitter. I think it was a massive one day.
Yeah, it was actually trending that Okovo has been the first president in the history of CoHSS, and for that matter, our colleges associations to have used PowerPoint presentation, slides, in the addressing the students on the college address. And the reason is very simple. Okay, the unprecedented success, that we have actually chalked in the College of Humanities and Social Sciences, which you have rightly indicated that is the largest college on campus and arguably in the whole of West Africa. Not from any ordinary student, from the best, university in Ghana, best in West Africa, and then 14th best global in terms of quality education. So that should tell you the capacity and the way that you carry. So I've been able to deliver to the good people, of course, and then my concern was personal development, academics, health issues, media and communication, debate and championship, and then welfare. So under the personal development initiative or the personal development idea, I've been able to enroll the program that I coined from course and entrepreneurship. Okay, so course that being the name of the college in simple terms, and entrepreneurship. So I've been able to coin course entrepreneurship. So it was a 1 month intensive skill training hub that we have actually instituted in the college. So the hub saw over hundreds of students trained in diverse skills ranging from graphic designing, photography, media related stuffs, videography, video editing, and then the use of Microsoft Suite and among other interesting skills. These are some of the skills that we've been able to equip students with. And then the deserving students by the end of the day were awarded certificates, which I believe that it serves as a proof for prospective future employment. You get it? So, and the most interesting aspect is that we saw people who are not in the college being beneficiaries. People from College of Science, people from Health Sciences, people all over finance and colleges. Okay, just because they felt that there's a need for them to do their personal development. You get it? And in fact, I must say that Commitment's vision of establishing our university, we have only one vision. That was a main vision. And that vision is to create an university that serves as an incubator for human capital. So by incubator, it means that we have to develop the capacities of the individual people in the country. So that was the intention of the entrepreneurship hub that we have actually instituted. And then I'm just glad to, for some few months ago, I received calls from some members who were beneficiaries indicating that the initiative actually gotten them part-time jobs and full-time job. Some people are designing for some media houses, and even the official flyer I'm using for my current agenda, what we popularly call agenda, new aspiration, is being designed by someone who has been a beneficiary of the entrepreneurship. So it tells you the kind of impact and the legacy that we are living, and these memories are what I call the unforgettable memories that we are living in the people of course. That is the relation to entrepreneurship. We went ahead, we saw the need for students to have driving license and then get driving skills, because after school we are all these things, we're just trying to bridge the gap between the classroom and then the working industry. Some of the job opportunities, they will tell you if you know how to drive, it's an advantage and all that. So we felt that why don't our students use the fifth period they have to acquire themselves skills, driving skills and driving license at a very affordable price. So that brought the idea of reconstituting or instituting a driving school in the college, which is called the Core Driving School. We saw the mega business pitch. My college actually consisted of School of Business, Faculty of Law and Social Science. So at the TSB, we worked with the stakeholders there and we were able to come up with a mega business pitch where people share their ideas, and we got some startups for them, motivate them, give them platform to showcase their ideas. That was what happened at the School of Business, and those are some of the things that I can, because of time, I can mention when it gets to what personal development. Now, when it comes to academics, academic needs is very key for students. Okay, you agree with me that the obvious reason why we are all here is to pursue an academic excellence, and so it becomes necessary that we add our voice to academic students. So what do? Right after entering into office, that was a supplementary period. We've been able to gather all members within the college who, one way or the other, had trails. Okay, they trailed some of the courses. So we gathered them together, engaged them online, via Zoom, and different modes of online communication. And finally, we met them in person, engaged them, prepared them adequately enough for the supplementary exam. Those from far and near, we helped get them accommodation and make their life comfortable. We understand the trauma it comes with in order to fail, when you trail like this, the trauma, the instability of mind and other things go. So we've been able to institute the course supplementary aid initiative, and that was the intention to help students get that issue solved. We also, through the academic board, instituted what we call the course adapt A1 tutorials. We felt that there should be some form of addition of the teaching for our students after the normal classes period. So in order for them to better understand the concept, we have liaised with teaching assistants and maybe some lecturers who are really already to help us organize help students. So that initiative is currently ongoing in the college, and then students are benefiting. More concepts are being defined away from the hours they spend in the classroom, and that is a big win for the academic board and then all the stakeholders who work closely for us to achieve that.
Okay, so before Prof continues, let me remind you, we are Albertson TV on YouTube, and on Facebook is Albertson Media. You can join us. The interaction is quite interesting. You join us, then you share the video for your friends. To benefit from this video. Prof, Dr. K has done a lot for the college, and I've decided to come close to him and then we all share what he has done for the college. He's not someone you will see outside boasting of what he has done. That's why people find it difficult to know what he has done as the president of the college. So I decided to interact with him, and then he will tell us his achievements when he was being given the power to lead the college for the previous year. He has done a lot. So Prof, let's continue from where we get to. Very good. After the academic, what he did, organizing tutorials by series and other things. What else did you do as well?
Good. Still under academics, we've been able to constitute what we call the academic congress. Okay. The academic congress was an idea. It was actually a survey that we did, and we realized that students do not really get to know the opportunities available at their doorsteps, and some students who have unique, challenges. we've realized that away from the classroom, there are some students who will need one-on-one interaction, one-on-one, tuitions and all that. So there come an idea for us to constitute what we call the academic congress. So that the whole idea is that we are getting at least 2 representatives from every single class within the college. So these people form the congress. So the congress serves as a platform where we have to liaise, we have to know the challenges of these various classes and then how the college as an association can help them. So it's also very active in the college, and every now and then we receive challenges that we find ways to help. Finally, we felt that one key issue or something that interests students is advocacy. So in the faculty of law, through the president and other stakeholders, we need to use money and through advocacy, we need to extend the life process and the life facility there to 24 hours of use. So students can go there anytime and have their studies and all that. I think that is also a big win for my college or the college that I'm currently in. Finally, under academics, we've been able to prepare some of the sports communicable boards at the various faculties, specifically the law faculty. When you go there, you see some of the boards are not good and all, not in good. So we liaise with the stakeholders, the faculty, the president, and other people, and then we successfully change those ones and then bring new ones. So that is basically about academics. All these statements, they are just under academic things that was be captured under what academics. So if you permit me, I will take another field and tell you the achievements under that one.
Okay, I'm going to permit you, but let me remind my viewers on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, more are ahead to come. Today is with Dr. K. Richard Kovo, the President of the College of Humanities and Social Sciences, and also an aspirant for the office of the SRC. We are sharing his achievements he has made during his tenure of office as the President of the College. So Doc, let's continue.
Very well. So I've spoken about personal development, I've touched on academic needs of students, and then I want to dive into health. If you're not healthy, it is very difficult for you to go through, achieving academic excellence. So it becomes necessary that we make sure that our students are healthy. So as part of that, in the month of October, we've been able to launch a campaign that was popularly called the Brestover campaign. It was actually going from, October is mostly a month where people have been engaged on how to take care of their breast and the diseases the infections that the breast can have if care is not taken and all that. So we took advantage of the October and then intensively engaged our ladies and gentlemen about the need for them to take good care of their health, specifically some critical aspects of their body. So the Brestover was a very trending, campaign, trending on all social media handles where through the Women's Commission we've been able to achieve that successfully. And then still under health, we saw the need for us to train ourselves, do some exercise, go through some aerobics and health work. So we've been able to successfully do that at the School of Business through the engagement of other stakeholders like presidents and working executives at that end as well. So we've been able to also do cervical cancer awareness. The Women's Commission led that campaign successfully where we gathered all the affected ladies and we sent them to a nearby hospital. They went and checked themselves, their statuses and all that, just to make sure that our ladies and generally the student population is very healthy in order to go through the academic demands or the main reason why we are here as students. So basically that is something little about the health. So let's move to media. So media and communication has been a very key in student leadership. If you have not been able to be a good communicator, explain to your followers what you intend to do or what you have done, or better still, deliver information from time to time, they will be missing a lot of opportunities. The college being a very large one, we've been able to constitute a very solid media and publicity team. So when I was running, I saw the need for us to have our own media house. So I told the people that should they give me the mandate, I'm going to constitute a media house for the country. And today, by to the glory of God, we have what we call the CoHSS Media House. So the CoHSS Media House produce what the newspaper calls the CoHSS News. I believe we've been saying the CoHSS News. We have a media house called the CoHSS Media House, and then the article or the newspaper that the media house produces is called the CoHSS News. So that has been our official mode of communicating to students. We publish our styles of what's happening in the college, in the various faculty, their programs, we expose it to the students, and then our communication, our Twitter communication have been very timely, our Facebook visibility, our WhatsApp platform, everything, like communication has drastically improved. Publicity, every now and then when we're having programs, you see our program trend on Twitter, for Stabilization Initiative was trending on Twitter #1, and a whole lot of our programs was trended, all because of what my commitment and the commitment of the publications and other people to ensure that we bridge the communication between the students and the administration, and that we provide time-bound information to students. So we had the CoHSS News, and then still under the media, we've been able to successfully lobby other organizations or media houses or companies to be able to partner with them. So you saw us partnering with Campus Media House, Campus we saw us partnering with Trailer News G8. They get to full charge of our leadership, and we saw us partnering with KNS Notice Board and some other media houses, just to ensure that we expand our scope of communication and that we get to students with what time-based information. You get it? So that's basically under the media. So let's talk about identifying some potential. Okay, I earlier on indicated that my administration is committed to identifying potential for students and then trying to give them a platform where they will be able to unleash their potential. So we implemented what we call the Course Personality Drive Challenge. So the challenge was for people to nominate themselves, people to nominate them based on some outstanding features and some striking personalities that they've been able to display all these years. We have realized concretely that some students have been able to positively impact the lives of others. Some have been able to mentor their friends, some have been able to guide them. So in so many ways. So that was the idea, to award and reward this potential. So the Course Personality Drive Challenge was aimed towards that, where we saw a lot of people benefiting. We were online, the voting process was online, and then whoever wins the online listing becomes with the award, the certificates, the awards, the plaques, and other things that we have done. So now let's talk about female empowerment and development. Okay. Now I've indicated that my college is the largest on campus, which I believe that is undeniable fact, and so it becomes necessary that the ladies within the college are being empowered to go to the front. Okay, personally I believe in women empowerment because the power of a woman can never be underestimated. That is why there's a need for us to implement some programs and some initiatives to ensure that we rekindle that light in them, and then make sure that they take the front, you understand, by advising them to embark on leadership journey, to going through some other things that will explore them to the world. So in the college, we have what we call the She Power program that was successfully enrolled by the Women's Commission. The She Power program was basically to empower women, for them to be outstanding, for them to know their potential, get to really identify their true potentials, and then projecting in that line. So we had the She Power program where we had a lot of ladies turning up at the events. We had renowned speakers coming down to talk to them and to motivate them. In the same pageant, in the KSB, we also had a program called Lady in Blue, which was actually supervised by the Women's Commission of KSB, and then we saw a lot of turnout. Students have been mandated and then also have been given that edge for them to unleash their potential that God has put in them and then what society expects from them. So the dynamics has changed. Okay, the dynamics has only changed. It was those days that it has only believed that the women's place is only where they cook food. Okay, it is high time that we believe that our women actually have been doing well, and then there's a need for us to implement some of these things to see them going. In the same spirit, we had a deduction program that was organized at the association, took place at the association, led by the Women's Commission, where time management and then personal development, communications, and other interesting areas have been duly tackled. And so all these cut across the college. And then right now, I can confidently say that our ladies have been empowered, our ladies have been given enough reasons where they need to stand up, and then do the ideal. So basically, that is about the women empowerment and some of the initiatives that we have enrolled.
So Doc, we will move ahead to bar. As I already said, it's with Prof. Dr. K. Richard Kovo, an aspirant for the presidential office of the SRC and also the current president of the College of Humanities and Social Sciences, the largest college in West Africa. Ghana, if it's in West Africa, then in Ghana, there is the largest college in Ghana. So, Doc, you said a lot of ladies empowerment, academics, about other things. So, okay, so let's continue with the other one with welfare and other things.
Very well. So before I move to welfare, let me tackle debate and championship. Okay. Now I must say that the level at which we have raised debate in the college school has never been anticipated. Over the years, you see the college not doing well in terms of debate. But when I came, I liaised with the debating society and then some other debaters, senior debaters in the college. So we've been able to put ourselves together and then start massive training. And so we are confident that after those training that we've been able to give to our people who are interested in those fields, whatsoever competition we go to, we are going to actually come out victorious. And indeed, that has actually happened. The success that we have chalked in the field of debate and championship has gotten viral in the sense that it has even gotten national attention. Why do I say that? We started with the collegiate debate tournament. Every year, you see that the KNS Debating Society has a particular tournament among the colleges. So, for the first time in the history of our college, that our college has emerged victorious in this, the said debate has to do more right. And it's a collective effort. We've been able to invest much time in training our people, and then we've been able to work closely with the senior debaters within the college. So we saw the K. Adam Memorial Debate Tournament. We were the first people among all the 6 colleges. We've been able to beat the likes of CISA. We've been able to beat the likes of Kanasa, Kabisa, ESA, GISA, and the College of Humanities and Social Sciences. It was very tough and very strong. We've been able to stand out, and that has really given us the edge, and that has really identified us that in the college we are good communicators, and the programs that we read to actually is a factor. So we have really proven that point. Over the years, we failed to, but by the grace of God and through doing our homeworks and everything, we were able to do that. And then also, we presented the Faculty of Law. We presented them in a particular debate. Actually, it is called the Ose Bar for Ose Opportunity Competition. So they meet other law schools. You see the GIMPA, you see the likes of Legon and all the universities, and they've been able to work, but you're also proving a point that they are from the best university in Ghana, the best university in Africa, and then 14 days global. And so they've been able to state that point clearly that they are the ones who are more, practicalizing their stuff. So they have successfully won that debate and then brought back the trophy to the college. Finally, under the debates, we also presented there has been this every year. There has been this sociological debate, inter-sociological debates tournament. So the whole idea is in my college, there is a department called Department of Sociology and Social Work. So the debate was basically centered around the sociological framework. And so we had stakeholder consultations, and then we've been able to get our members to represent us. So that one is outside KNUST. The law faculty one was outside KNUST. So it means that we are doing work both internally and externally. So externally, we've been able to prove to the likes of Legon, and the rest that we are from KNUST, and then we have successfully also won the sociological debates tournament. So basically, debate under my tenure has been something that has never been anticipated, and then we've been able to prove a clear point that indeed we are the public speakers, indeed we are logical people, and then we are making a lot of senses when it comes to arguing and trying to know the ideas that the two parties have. So basically, that is under the debate. If you have any other thing to engage your listeners with, I would like you to do that, and then finally I will conclude my welfare needs of students and the way forward.
Okay, and we conclude with the welfare need of students. It's Albertson TV on YouTube. Join us. We have interesting contents for you. Today is Dr. K. Richard Kovo. I already said the College of Humanities and Social Sciences president, aspirant for the presidential office of the SRC. He stated that his achievement when he was being about to lead the college for the president during his administration. You can subscribe to the channel and then you join and you get more contents on the show here, right here. So, Doug, let's talk about the welfare of students.
Very well. So the welfare of students has been a key issue that is at the heart of my administration. So we have devised strategies in all means to make sure that our students on any day, at any time, everywhere, anywhere is safe. We have identified that students need sound mind, and sound mind, there are some basic, necessities that they have to get in order for them to pursue their academic excellence. So I've thought it wise, and then I've realized that there have been a number of people who are needy. So these needy students need some kind of reform, considering the fact that times are hard. So the hardness of time, I always say, is very evident on the grounds. The evidence is clear. If you go to the market to buy egg, you will see that as of now, egg is no longer 1 cedi, but you get it at 1 cedi, 50 pesos, and sometimes 2 cedis. Meanwhile, some few months ago, you could have gotten same as 70 or even 70 pesos or 1 cedi. And clearly, you could also realize that some few months ago, if you have 10 pesos, you'll be able to quench your thirst by getting a sachet of water. But as I speak with you, not even talking about a bottle of water, I'm just talking about sachets of water. As I speak with you, it is clear enough that you need about 30 pesos in order to do so. So these are some of the clear indications that times are hard. And that simply means that things are tough for students, you see. So under the welfare, I've been a very instrumental advocacy for student welfare. Now, last semester, you saw a lot of students being deferred. The 6,000 plus students being deferred. I took it upon myself to embark on some advocacy. The very first thing I use my office to do is to petition the office of the Dean of Students. Currently, the Director of Student Affairs. Then there's the Office of the Dean of Students. Now, the survey shows that KNUST has actually been doing well to support its students. So we have the KNUST bursary, and then the KNUST SRC itself has a bursary called the KBN. So students applied, and then the process was more or less slow. And then they felt that if the monies have been disbursed to their accounts, they would have been able to pay their fees to avoid deferment. So I took advantage of the office, and then I wrote officially to the Dean of Students, petitioning him to fast track the process. And by the grace of God, the Dean, who happens to be a listening father, has made sure that the various mechanisms put in place have actually fast tracked the process. And then sooner, the disbursement was done to prevent the 6,000 plus students who were on the verge of deferring their courses. So that is one advocacy I've been able to make when it comes to what the welfare needs of students. Still under the welfare. I've successfully been able to speak with some organizations to help students in different ways. There are some students within the college who personally lodge their complaints to us as an executive. And then some of these organizations, we liaise with them, and since they're into charity, they would take some of the bills, the school field bills, and some other issues surrounding the welfare of those students. So we have some of those students being enrolled in some of these packages just because we have good working relationship with some of these organizations. And then I took advantage of the office and the lobby for some of these opportunities for our dear students. And for the first time, I've been able to advocate and then cause an increment in what we call the KNST bursary. I've given enough reasons for management why the bursary should be extended and to be expanded in my college. And so, unlike previous years, this year we saw about 316 people benefiting from the KNST bursary, which has never been anticipated. You get it? And even with the KBN, we saw a number of beneficiaries coming up because I've staged conversations with stakeholders and I've given them enough reason considering our numbers and how our students are in dire needs. So I've actually called on these offices to come to our aid and then give a helping hand to these students. And today these students are very happy and then they are very sound. If they see me as a brother, they see me as someone they can trust, they see me as someone that has actually championed their cause in terms of welfare. And then the KBN, we've been able to push further, and then we saw a lot of beneficiaries as well. So personally, I've seen that the college has to support needy students. So that brought the idea of bringing what I call the court food house. I thought of an idea, vision where the food items will be stocked at the Dean of Students office, where students, we actually decide we make it e-forms. Okay, we created the e-forms where you have to just be at the comfort of your home, you fill it, your residence, and then you prove to us that you are needy. Once you prove to us, then college make provision for you and give you food items. Okay. So currently the process is ongoing, and then we are finished with the application process. Right now we are sorting the data out, getting to pull all the people who applied together. The next step would be to find ways and means to do the disbursement for these people. And then I believe these things will put a smile on the face of students because times are hard. I always repeat that times are hard. And in order for us to defy the hardness of time, there's a need for us to embark on some of these initiatives. So basically, that is so far we have done in terms of welfare, and a lot will be on the pipeline soon.
Okay. A lot will be on the pipeline soon. Dr. K. Richard Cover is my guest here on Albert TV. We're exclusively interaction here with him. Doctor, you said a lot. You know, a lot of youths, a lot of young people in the college are much interested in sports. I didn't hear anything about sports. Either during your time you were not more concentrated on sports, or you didn't like to engage people, those who are interested in sports, to become where they want to get.
Very well. So I think I've indicated it. When you talk about sports, sports cut across a lot of areas. Okay, sports, you can do sports for your well-being, but when you come to Ghana, or let me say Africa, when you say sports, people thought that it's only about playing football, but sports cut across different areas. Aerobics, doing an aerobics for you to be well, it's a sporting activity. You get it? Taking a jog is a sporting activity. Running is a sporting activity. But I'm sure that because we're in a Ghanaian setting, what you mean by sport is football. Alright, so with the football, So has actually celebrated their 51st anniversary. Okay, and then as part of the anniversary, we've been able to lobby for the night complex. When you saw us having some, competition among ourselves. There are 12 departments in social science, faculty of social science, when I call it faculty of social science. So the department were competing among themselves. You see the Department of English competing with Department of Sociology, politics competing with this, and we are just doing that. And finally, one person won. You get it? So we also pay a very key attention to sport, knowing very well that personally I'm a sports person. Just that the workload doesn't permit me, to engage. But very soon, I think I would have to be on the field. And then when you see me a striker, I'll probably drill the people to make sure that we score the goals. Yeah, so basically, we're also doing well in terms of that. In fact, the list is an ending one.
Sure.
Okay, the list is an ending one. If you want to explore every single thing now, I believe the time will not permit us.
Yeah, sure.
And then also, I think time factor is a major thing here.
Look, have you laid my or like do you follow the current election, the college election? Because I don't know, you are not competing to become a next college, because you are moving ahead. Have you been following the those people contesting to become a next college president?
Yes, please. Yes, to some extent, I've been following the election to some extent.
Okay, so no matter who becomes the college president, do you have something you were expecting to do during the college, during your time, and then due to time factor or due to some results or due to some circumstances you were not able to do, then you will urge the next college president to lay much emphasis on that place?
Very well. So this actually is not a campaign promise, but when I came to office, I've realized a lot of things. Okay. One of those things is that our college lack a clear future goal. There hasn't been any future goal we pursue as an association before. So I envision 1,000-seater capacity learning area for students in the college. So I've started conversations, I've met the facility managers, I've engaged the registrar, the provost, and those interested stakeholders, engage them related to that fact. So that work is also ongoing, and I believe that should I not finish when the next administration, that is why it's a long-term project. So should I not finish the next administration, I encourage them for them to take it from there. But before then, there's another seating capacity area that I'm currently working on. The 1,001 is a long-term project, and I felt that during the exam period, you see our students sitting on the lawns and on the floor trying to wait for their time to write exam around that. So I felt that there's a need for us to have some area for these students so that they can have a seat and then make themselves comfortable, probably going through their readings, whilst waiting for their lecture or probably their papers to write. So when you go to the new block, today as I'm speaking with you, the architecture has been there to have a look at the place because we want to get some structure like that for students. So the architecture has been there and he has surveyed the whole place. So the next step is that the architecture will be given architectural design, and that will be presented to the stakeholders for consultation, further consultation. And I believe after that process, we start the work. In case I don't finish, I'm very sure I will start because the conversation are far approaching. Yet. So some of these things I'll encourage the next administration to do. And the entrepreneurship too, I would be glad it becomes a yearly something. Okay, because skills training is very key. We wanted our students not only to finish and be bookish, okay, but they should have practical skills that will make them stand out in the job market. So the entrepreneurship initiative is something that honestly I would like it to continue. So these are some of the areas that I would encourage the next administration to really hit hard on should they get a mandate to celebrate.
Okay, so the next college president, this is what Doctor is expecting you to do when you are being given the power to say about the next college president. Look, Snappy, just because of our time, let's do this snappy for me. Why did you make that decision to contest to become the next SRC president? Because you already have the name. So I say, well, I already have the name because I've saved the largest college on campus. I want anything I want, I have gotten it. So why is that you decided to contest to become the next SRC president?
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Albert. This question is a very serious one, and I must say that the course of leadership is an end business. Okay, and then one thing is that when you serve your people well, they themselves will call on you to further, advance the cause. So, based on the legacies that we've been able to leave, the positive imprint that we've been able to leave in the College of Humanities and Social Sciences, students feel the need for me to advance the cause, their welfare, their interests to the SRC level. So I had so many calls from students, so many texts from students urging me to further advance the cause, to make sure that I get a platform where they believe that the legacies that I left, I will be able to do more should I get that platform. And that is in line with my vision, or is in line with my ideology. Honestly, I'm Nkrumahist. Okay, I'm someone who believes in the values and ideas of Nkrumah. So just like Nkrumah believes that the freedom, the liberation of Ghana, it is meaningless unless it is linked with the African continent. I also believe strongly that the success stories that we've been able to chop so far in the College of Humanities and Social Sciences will not be effective, will not be enough if it is not linked with the entire student body, that is the SRC. So there's a need for us to link the ideas to the SRC, and there's a need for us to end this. I feel it's a mandate that I must fulfill. Because when the people call on you, who are you not to respond? You get it. So I believe that it is time for us to revisit our roots as an SRC. Get to know the principles on which the SRC is established. Get to draw a clear point between our current dispensation and then the idea that our forefathers had when establishing the SRC. For the SRC operates on the idea that education is freedom. So someone may ask, where is the true education in freedom if you see over 6,000 plus of students being deferred as a result of not paying their fees? Someone may also be interested in what is the true education in freedom when students are stranded with some pertinent issues, security. When you are working at daytime, you wouldn't know whether or not you left your hostel, you are uncertain whether or not you come back. Because daytime you see armed robbers being they will attack you, afternoon and even in the day, I don't want to tackle it. So where is the education in freedom when we see the security issues of campus every now and then, the welfare needs of students hanged around and all that? You get it? So it becomes necessary for us to advance this course and to clearly draw a clear point between the education in freedom belief and to see whether or not that belief is in consonance with our current dispensation that we face as a student. Hence, there's a need for someone who they say follow who knows rules. Someone who has been in administration, someone who has been on top of issues, someone who has actually been able to develop that personal interest for student leadership, someone who has experienced a lot through administration, someone who have engaged the stakeholders and will be able to use, should be given a mandate as an SRC president, will be able to use the available instrument to the advantage of the student. You get it? Hence, there is a need for us to respond to this social call and then sign this bond. This bond, I believe, is a covenant bond of 2022 that very soon I'll be signing with the entire over 85,000 students of KNST, just like I did in August 16, 2021 with the largest college on campus.
You called Dr. K. You have answered your call. So far, he has achieved a lot of things when he was being given the chance to lead the largest college on campus in West Africa. So I think giving him the power to lead the school, the whole university, I believe and I know definitely he can do that. We are going to end our interaction here, but before we end interaction, Doctor, tomorrow is the election for the college. your final ways. You've occupied that office before. So what are the final words to those people who are contesting, those people who are going to vote to elect the new college president?
Very well, thank you so much. I would like to use the opportunity and say a very good evening to all your cherished listeners again, and specifically the members within the College of Humanities and Social Sciences, and then at the advanced level, the entire KNSS students. The election time has come. Okay, every academic year, we have to let new crops of leaders who would manage our affairs. So my college happens to be the first one, which I'm very confident, and I must say that the whole electionary process will be opened by my college. That is an advantage. That is a big achievement for me, I believe. So my word for the dear students in my college is that you have a voting right. The right you have as a student is the right that is to vote. And voting means you are making a decisive decision on who you should entrust your hope, your aspirations, your dreams, and everything. So it means that whenever you make a decision, that decision would either make or unmake you in the future. So I'm just calling on all the students within the College of Humanities and Social Sciences to tomorrow, everything being equal, turn out in their numbers and then join the queue and then do the needful by electing new leaders for the college. That notwithstanding, I would like to also seize the opportunity and wish all aspirants, all aspirants within the college, from department, moving to faculties and the college itself. I'm wishing every single one of us, all the offices you are aspiring for, either the president, general secretary, WUCOM, organizing secretary, financial secretary, all the aspirants available or legally identified. I'm wishing you the very best of luck tomorrow, and then I'm counting on your normal cooperations or your normal cooperations that we have seen over the years and the peaceful nature of our elections. I'm very confident that with you, we are going to have a very positive election tomorrow, a very peaceful election in a very serene environment, because we are intellectuals and we are very diversified college, but we see ourselves as unified. And in terms of these matters, we make sure that we record the good name that our college is being known for. So my good friends, brothers and sisters out there, I wish you the very best, and then I'm trusting that we are going to make the best decision, and I'm believing that the best team will be winning the election to continue the good legacies that we have left we have left in the source of time. Thank you.
Okay, so I believe the best team is going to win the elections. Doc, thank you for coming.
Thank you so much. Let me also extend my heartfelt gratitude to all my executive committee. Executive committee has been very instrumental in the success story we see today. They've always been up and responding to calls, joining me at meetings, putting me into order sometimes if some things doesn't feel or doesn't look good. And then the same thing applies to the appointed executive. They've been very instrumental, they've been very helpful. So I'm using the opportunity to thank all of you for your contributions that we have made, and collectively for us coming this far to build a very robust college, a college that is not only the largest on campus, but a college that has gotten the best status on campus. And it's all, I believe, is a collective effort. And this collective effort, I'm very sure history will be kind to remember us, and our names will go down history. Thank you so much for your work, and then God bless you as we all continue to finish up with the remaining things we have as an administration. Thank you.
Okay, so is Richard Kobo, affectionately known as Dr. K. He was my guest here on Albertine TV on YouTube. On Facebook is Albertine Media. You can join, you can subscribe us right here, and then you enjoy the interesting content ahead of us. So please subscribe to the page and like the page. Your host here, I am Albertine Lopez. My producer is Calvin Yebua, affectionately called DR Coy. Thank you very much for joining Albertine TV.